Hey, what's up guys, it's Sam here. How are you guys doing today? Because I'm having a fantastic day today. I'm going to tell you a story back from 4th grade. I was in 4th grade at the time. I was like 10 years old, so I was very little at the time. Now, where I lived, people were really cool. We had recess a lot. I mean, I'm pretty sure most schools had recess, but I was in Vermont at the time. We had recess, and my teacher actually did a thing where if we were good enough, or like, you know, it was a small school, so you would only have one teacher, but you'd obviously have like a different teacher for art and music and gym. We actually even had a library class where you'd go to the library and the teacher would like read you a book. If it were something like the teacher gave us a good report or like everyone did their homework, then the teacher would put a paper clip on this hook and then they'd keep hooking the paper clips together. And if we got to the floor, the paper clips to the floor, then we get like an extra recess. So we actually got the paper clips to the floor and we had an extra recess. So we went out. And another class was out there. The 3rd grade class was out there. We were out there. There was another class out there where I was having fun for a little bit. I actually showed you guys around the playground in the vlog a few weeks ago that I did when I went to Vermont. Pretty much what happened was we were out there and then we met up with the other class. There was like another class there. We didn't really meet up with them, but like I saw them. We knew them. We went up to them. We said hi. And there was this one kid there and this kid was annoying. I'm not going to give out his real name because that's not what I do. We're going to call him Devin. His name was Devin. Devin was always super annoying. He was a kid who was like, he thought he was everything, and when you're in 4th grade, it's even worse than when you are in high school because you're just literally not. You could tell he was like an Xbox Online squeaker. This kid always thought he was in the army. He wore his army costume, and I know it's disrespectful to say costume. My brother told me that very clearly, that it was disrespectful to call it a costume, but this kid wore an army costume to school every day. In 4th grade, he thought he was legitimately in the army, and whenever anybody would try to tell him that he wasn't, he got so pissed at them. And like, this kid is so short too. He's like so short. Now, this was back before my fat days. Believe it or not, there was actually a time before I was fat. So this kid was able to pick me up. He tried to pick me up and give me like a hug or something or whatever. I'm not even sure why he tried to pick me up, but he did. Tried to give me a hug or pick me up or something, and then he drops me straight on my face right on the floor. I ended up getting a bloody nose, and it hurt really bad. Now, usually bloody noses don't hurt bad. They just come, and then you're like, oh crap, I have a bloody nose, and then you get a napkin, and then you let it go. Tilt your head up, and you let it go. It's actually a myth. Don't tilt your head up when you have a bloody nose. But I went crying. I was crying. I was like running over to the teacher. I was crying. She was like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I just fell, and my nose really hurt. So then it was close to the end of the day, so it wasn't that big of a deal. The buses came. My dad actually came to pick me up because he heard about what happened. Then he brought me home, and he's like, do you need to go to the hospital? I didn't really need to, but it's like, stay home and be bored or go to the hospital. I kind of wanted to go to the hospital. So when I went to the hospital, there was this nurse there, this nurse or whatever, the doctor or someone. I'm not even sure what was his problem, but he was not a good doctor at all. In the emergency room, like, he had worked on my mother in the past. He worked on Sophia in the past because my mother actually worked at that hospital. We always felt comfortable going there. We'd go there like on Saturdays to do something real quick, pick something up from the locker room. She had her stuff in while she was working, or just come up to like pick up prescriptions. It was a comfortable place that we felt we could go. So when we went there, we went to the emergency room. There was this guy there who was never really good. He just kind of didn't care. He always looked like he was really grumpy. I'll try to put up a picture on the screen of like kind of his facial expression, but he was always just like so down. He was like, okay, Mr. Wilson, here's the TV remote. You can put whatever on the TV that you want. I'll be back with these reports in a few minutes. And enjoy. He just threw the remote straight at me. I took the remote. I turned NASCAR practice on. I watched it. I kind of didn't really care. And then he came back and he was like, yeah, he broke his nose. So that's pretty much it. Then he said a bunch of other stuff that I don't really understand. He went home. It kind of felt better at the end of the night. Probably could have stayed home and just like watched practice at home, but it was a lot more fun to go somewhere else. Yeah, this was on Friday the 13th, actually. So that's also part of the story that I've always told. It was April 13th, 20-something. Whenever Friday the 13th was. I'm not sure what year that was. But yeah, I ended up calling my friend later that night, the one who was with me while it all happened. And I was like, yeah, I'm just kind of pissed at him. Like, you know, I'll get over it, but I'm kind of pissed at him. He was like, yeah, I kind of understand. because him and that other kid were friends. Yeah, I just kind of went to school the next day. It still kind of hurt, but then it went away after a few days. If you guys like this video, please leave a like on it. If you dislike this video, please leave a dislike and a hate comment telling me exactly what I did wrong. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications or I will break your nose. And as always, Sam for Korean Leader.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all.
Down here in the deep blue sea.